Welcome, one and all, once again to Empower Evolution Common Sense. My name is Jason Davis, and we're coming to you, well, you already know this is Common Sense, and we're coming to you from an iron bunker hidden in an undisclosed location somewhere in the upper highlands of West Volusia County, and we're guarded by 2 rabid Pomeranians and 1 crazy cat. And, boy, it's been a busy week this week. Wow. Today's date is, it's October 6th today. And so we're doing this kind of on a Sunday because we're trying to keep up with some of the things that are going on out there in the wild world of politics and the truth and such that's going on. So anyways, so here we go again with another exciting episode of Truthification.
There you go again.
So now this crazy stuff going on that President Trump is now asking China to dig up dirt on his opponent. Yeah, I have only one question. What opponent are you talking about? Think that one through for a minute. What opponent are you talking about? Nobody has won through the primary on the Democrat side. So therefore, Mr. Trump has no Democrat opponent in the presidential election as of yet. See, folks, it's part of the way our government is set up. You have to go through a presidential primary to win the candidacy to run for president. It's a process. So, and now for the truthification. And you do recall what that is, right? Truthification is the issuing of a false statement or lie, marketing it to a media outlet, doing it so often that, in fact, you are trying to make it a truth. And then, of course, the media will say, well, this happened. Oh, this happened, so therefore it must be the truth. And then the person that sent it out the first time to the media to market, they take that issue and they remarket it back to the media. That's truthification. It's a vicious, it's a circle. And really in the citizens of the United States, they lose. That's it. That's who's getting abused. So in other words, President Donald Trump was on the South Lawn getting ready to go into Marine One, and he made a comment that he thinks that China should do an investigation into Hunter Biden and his dirty financial dealings in China. It was some sort of investment company, and again, he is involved with a company doing business in a field that he has absolutely no expertise in. Now, that seems like a logical statement to me.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Let's just look at the facts here, if we may. Hunter Biden flies over to China with his father on Air Force Two, which I think should be, because he was going there for some sort of business dealing, so I think it should be illegal for him to do that. Anyways, Hunter Biden negotiates a contract with a Chinese financial organization. Whatever he does for them is kind of a gray area. Nobody really has the answer that I've been able to find. I've heard it's financial investments, it's financial markets. I've heard so many things. I'm still trying to weed out what that is. But I heard about that. So anyways, Hunter Biden then meets back up with his father, the Vice President of the United States, to get back on Air Force Two and comes to America with $1.6 billion contract. I ask you one question. What company would offer $1.6 billion to some guy that has no idea whatsoever what he's talking about or have any actual experiencing in making great financial deals? Or did this company and their executives make this deal with Hunter Biden just because his father was the vice president? 2 very good questions. And that's on the China issue. On the Ukraine issue, Vice President Joe Biden withheld $1.6 billion from the Ukraine government for aid if they didn't fire a prosecutor. That we now know is a fact. He bragged about it. It is not the job of the Vice President of the United States to get rid of foreign prosecutors. It's not our job. We are not to stick our nose into the politics of other nations. That's ridiculous. Why would we got enough problems here of our own? If you, my dear listener, withheld money or services promised to someone until they did something you demanded, well, son of a... you'd be charged with extortion. You know what, folks? Do you know what extortion is? That's a felony.
Almost as stupid as a stupid noise.
The part that really doesn't look good is this prosecutor was actually investigating corrupt businesses and corporations in the Ukraine, to which Hunter Biden sat on the board of one, making $50,000 or $60,000. I've heard it's been even a different number now, per month. The man was making more in 1 month sitting on the board of a natural gas and energy company, something he has zero knowledge in, zero, making tens of thousands of dollars a month. Well, let me just say a little government statement, and this has been said by a lot of people. In government, perception is reality. Okay, well, let's look at that little statement there for a moment. The perception of this, to me and many other Americans, is that billions of dollars was given to Hunter Biden by companies in the Ukraine and in China. Billions of dollars were given to a man whose only real skill set and expertise is going in and out of rehab centers. That's it. An alcoholic and a drug abuser. That's all he's been. The reality now is that they gave it to him for Hunter Biden to influence his father in international matters. This is basically buying the Vice President of the United States, Joe Biden, bought and paid for. That is the perception, and it is also, it must be the reality. Here's another reality. One of my favorite realities here, that Joe Biden could not win an election against Donald Trump now.
You can't handle the truth.
That's right. A truth, folks. This corruption issue will come up on every stump speech, in every debate, on the news at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., whenever your news comes on, and in everyone's daily conversations like it's happening now. That, and his past actions of hair sniffing and inappropriate touching, my goodness. Also the fact that he has been in Congress and the Senate for, 40 years or so, and has really accomplished nothing. Nothing at all. The DNC and Democrats at large know all of this as a fact. The DNC also knows that the American citizens, yes, the legal voters, folks, that's those of us citizens who have registered to vote, legal citizens, are tired of the constant rhetoric of impeachment. We're tired of it. We are tired of a do-nothing party, a party of failures, just slurping at the government trough. You know what, folks? As I've said before, it's only about... we're tired of the lies of illegal immigration, tired of the excessive spending practices. We, the people, are tired of them in every way imaginable. So much so that there has been a great migration towards the right. They will do anything, the Democrats on the DNC, they will do anything by using truthification to discredit the President of the United States so that maybe the Dems can push for impeachment, yeah. Or at least there will be that cloud hanging over the president's head. So he might not win his reelection. In other words, it does not matter who you vote for, basically, in the Democrat Party. Apparently the DNC, the power holders of the Democrat Party, and the lamestream media have already chosen your Democrat candidate, Joe Biden, to be the candidate to challenge Donald J. Trump. You think I'm kidding? Watch, they did it before with Hillary.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
But wait, there's more. I love that little saying I have. In this great disaster that they call the Democratic Party, I now see the possibility of Bernie Sanders pulling out of the race due to health reasons. Well, why do I say that? Well, he went in for minor heart surgery, stents. They do it every single day. You're actually awake for the surgery, and they go through the major artery, the femoral artery, and they go all the way up to the heart, and they install these little stents. The actual surgery takes about maybe 2 hours. You're awake for it, and when you come out, you have to lay down on your back because you can't get up because you just opened up a major artery, and you got to lay there for 8 hours until it heals up and you quit bleeding to death. So, but it's minor heart surgery, folks. And then when he did this, he pulled all of his advertisements off the air. Now, why would anyone cancel $1.5+ million worth of advertising for a presidential candidacy? Why would he pull them off of television unless they're going to pull out of the race? Let's think that through. Here we go with a little common sense. Figure that out, folks. If you're going to pull out of the race, you quit spending money. Now, there's no primary going on now. There is no debate going on, and you know what? If you would have left them there up on the, going out through, the networks, you would have your name out there. But no. He's in a hospital. Oh, they're pulling money. And I'll tell you what, that super-duper Cadillac, actually, that's the Rolls Royce of healthcare plans. He didn't have any worries. Nope. So, Medicare for all, I think he should be on Medicare. How's that? Although he said he is still in the race now. I see this as another politician just lying and blowing smoke. And he's grabbing more money from the unwitting dupes that are following him. That's right, folks. You people that are following Bernie Sanders, he doesn't stand a chance of winning. But go ahead. Give him your money. Because you know what? Unlike what he says, he's getting rich. The guy owns quite a few houses. And I think his estimated personal value is somewhere in the tens of millions of dollars somewhere. And he's been up there and slurping at the government trough for years, his whole adult life. That's right. So apparently Mr. Sanders sees that he is not going to win the nomination because he doesn't have enough votes or support. He's number 3 running, and that's only on just their financial money grabbing. And therefore, using a health reason would be a good way to back out of it and save face. But in my personal opinion, I'm just saying, that's all. This is all I see. You may see a difference, but I'm telling you what, folks, I've been in that arena, and believe me, they will say anything whatsoever for you to open your wallet to help them out. And then when they pull out, and I've seen people pull out before, they make a lot of money. Oh, what do you mean making a lot of money? See, then we'll have to watch what he does with all the millions of dollars he's raised. I mean, he's raised quite a few $1 million. I think he's up in the hundreds somewhere. So when he gets out, when he pulls out of the race, does he donate it to some charity somewhere like he's supposed to? Or does he do like the Clintons did and open up a private charity somewhere, like the Clinton Foundation, and donate all that money to that nonprofit where he can siphon it off for the rest of his life? I'm thinking the latter of the two. I also see this black storm cloud, the size of a Category 5 hurricane, looming over Joe Biden's head, really, during the rest of this campaign. So he may actually pull out, too. I think he might. Because, like I said before, this cloud is going to loom over him throughout the entire process. We will see how the court of public opinion works out for him. He may pull. Not looking good, though. So I would think he would pull out. Well, now we enter A.G. Barr, the Attorney General, who, when he gets done with this investigation into the Biden situation, I think he would really need to back out. Because they were using political office for personal gain. That's a violation of the law. And the personal gain was Hunter Biden. So if he pulls out, it will be in disgrace. So that would leave Elizabeth Warren to run for president of the United States because she would be the second highest polling individual at the group right now, right? No. Let me tell you something, Miss Elizabeth Warren. I see the DNC, Joe Biden, and everybody else in the powers that be, shall we say, in the political party of Democrats, pulling to get Hillary Clinton back on the ticket. She's been making a little noise of late, making national book tour. Really, a book, it takes longer to collect data and write a book. And what has this been since she lost her election? And it took her a while to get over her depression and all that. They didn't write the book. Somebody else wrote it for her. They just put their name on it just to sell it. But anyways, I see her making the rounds, getting her face back out there. I suppose the big question is Hillary Clinton getting herself ready for another bite at the apple? Another run for president of the United States? What does this make, number 4 or 5? She wants to break that glass ceiling and be the first woman ever to be president of the United States. Unfortunately, Madam, Harry S. Truman's wife was the first female president. See, after Harry Truman had a stroke after World War I for several months at the end of his term, she was doing the work of the president. That is true history. She is truly the first woman president. So don't go down that road. Oh, let the good times roll, though. I think Donald Trump will give her another sound trouncing right there with all the crazy enough stuff going on in her life.
Let's get ready to rumble!
But then again, I may be wrong. I may be wrong. Hillary Clinton may not be running for president, because I've also heard in the winds on the news media, even the lamestream media, that the Department of Justice has opened up an email scandal once again on Hillary Clinton. Yes, sirree, Bob. They've opened the investigation up because I don't think that it was done correctly the first time. Go figure. I wonder how many airport meetings Mr. Bill will have with the Attorney General this time. Probably none. If they do their job, the same job that should have been done in 2016, she will either be in jail or at least under investigation. So once again, another cloud over the Democrat Party. So where would that leave the Democrats? Just like they're at right now, with no viable candidate. Let me say that again. There is no viable candidate running on the Democrat side. You have somebody that wants to give you Medicare for all and be a socialist, Bernie Sanders. But the guy's got the best darned insurance, health coverage insurance in the world, with zero copay, zero deductible, zero money out of pocket, period. Low cost. It's all paid for by us, folks. And there you go. Yes, we pay his bill. And he wants you to, be a socialist and share the wealth around everybody. Yet he's worth millions and millions of dollars. By the way, every one of these candidates up there, every one of these candidates that are on the platform there, running for the Democratic nomination, are millionaires. Joe Biden's worth millions. Yeah, Elizabeth Warren is worth millions. Kamala Harris is worth millions. Joe Buttigieg, he is worth millions. Mr. Booker's worth millions. Yet they all sit there and say, we want to be socialist and take everybody's money and give it back out evenly to everybody, except to themselves, who they're going to get more. That's right. They want everybody to be even. It's just not as even as them. Interesting. And by the way, while they're up there running around the country, screaming, impeach, vote for me, they're not back at the office doing anything. They're out running a campaign. I think every one of them should personally withdraw from their position to run for office. I think that should be a law. But, who am I? I'm just some voice on the radio in the little square box on your desk. That's it. So, no viable candidate. And you know what? After this latest impeachment truthification, probably they will lose the House as well as the Senate. This could be, folks, the end of the Democrat Party. Of course, they will try to resuscitate it constantly and see if they can get big money donors and everybody to give them money to keep the thing going. We've got to keep fighting because we are extreme left and we want to give you money. We want to give everybody money. We want to give free health care. We want to give open borders. We want to give everybody $1,000 a month. Really? You give everybody, here's a stupid thing, and I'm not going to digress off. I'll come back to the script. But this is something that's bothered me. You say you're going to give everybody $1,000 a month. What you have just done is you've messed up the entire economic system in the United States, because now, see, you give everybody $1,000 a month, the cost of living will go up that $1,000 a month. So basically what you're doing is we're going to give you $1,000, print more money, make it look like you're doing something, but it's going to cost you more for everything. Fuel, food, bread, milk, baby formula, diapers, cars and gas and everything are already too damned expensive. How about, we'll go back. You can look that up. In my opening statement, yes, the president did make the statement, but the statement was, I think that China should open an investigation into Hunter Biden's dealings with a financial company in China. Not that he was going to require it. Not that he was going to say either you do this or we're going to withhold trade talks. Nothing like that. Although they did try to throw that in. No, that's what he said. He did not say anything about any quid pro quo. You folks in the lamestream media and you Democrats, you really need to go to an eye, ear, nose, and throat doctor and get your ears cleaned out, because you're not hearing or reading the same things that we are. Nope. So, anyways, isn't it terrible? I mean, it's just terrible that a president can get impeached just for his thoughts or just for a comment that you asked him about on the news. When I was in office, the last few months of my office, I told everybody, no comment, because I got tired of it. You get to a point when you're in a position of authority, like as a president or as a chairman, that you just look at people and say, you know what, wait for the meeting. When you come to the dais, you'll hear everything. I'm not giving you a preview of anything that's going on. No comment. And that's what I was saying there for the last several months of my tenure. No comment, because I just got tired of it. So anyways, it's been a busy week here, folks, in the good old United States on this first week of October 2019. But I'll tell you that you need to weed through all the political BS, almost said it, lies and charges set forth by the political kamikazes who are diving their political careers into the target known as impeached President Trump, only to crash and burn and destroy themselves, as I've said so many times before. They keep up with this line of impeach. They will not only lose a chance at the presidency, but they're going to lose the House and the Senate. And then, ladies and gentlemen, the good times will really start to go. We will actually, maybe start really excelling as a world power, economic freedom, and great possibilities. You know what? Now is the time for you, the American citizen, to start to weed out those liars, the scammers, and those who have done nothing for you, who have wasted your time, effort, and money, who have failed at everything they've done. And all it takes from you folks, you got it. It just takes a little bit of common sense.